following podcasts are those exclusively of the host and not Two-Ten Culture as a whole. So now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Two-Ten Culture podcast with Donna.
Just take away the fucking damn things already.
G. Very hard journalism research. And I went to Walmart to go get ice cream. And Dom.
The graham cracker ended up somehow getting impregnated by the tomato.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Phil Nelson, and you're watching 210 Culture, the best motherfucking podcast in the city.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 210 Culture podcast presented by Southside Craft Soda, live from Southtown 101 on Pub Sports Radio. I almost got that perfect this week.
Almost.
And of course, like always, we're full with wonderful guests, and today's not any different. We have with us the great Eatmigos.
Hey.
Yeah. So this is episode 43, 42, one of the
43.
43.
I think.
43. So, of course, just like the old picture we posted, I'm going to call this one the Tacos Apprentice. Shout out to Roy. Shout out to Roy out in New Orleans.
Tacos Apprentice.
Carpenter's Apprentice over there. And
enjoy Bourbon Street.
Exactly. And of
He's
course.
not. Did you see his post? He forgot his ID.
Oh,
yeah.
No way.
Yeah, he forgot his ID.
He forgot his ID.
Of course. Well,
yeah, he forgot his ID,
surprising.
so he was like, well, I'm just going to sit here and eat some beignets. And
that's all you can do.
Which Dom knows firsthand how bad New Orleans sucks without an ID.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah, he does.
Can't do nothing.
So, of course, shout out to Roy. And, of course, shout out to our other sponsors here, Natural Heights CBD off of Nacogdoches. Get all your CBD needs, oils,
Take you to new
lotions, edibles, all that good stuff.
Mm-mm.
And, of course, Biker Gang.
Gang.
Ride your own bikes. Have fun here.
Gang.
Take your biker gang and cruise around San Antonio in these cool little mopeds. Mm-hmm. And how you doing today?
Of course.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for inviting me.
How's your Southside Craft Soda?
I haven't tasted it yet. I was going to do it live on here, right here.
There we go.
This is a live taste test, right?
Well, then,
here, right?
cheers.
Let's see how it goes. Cheers, everybody.
ASMR.
Hey, that's pretty good. I'm always skeptical, right? I'm like, oh man, that's pretty good. It's actually a lot sweeter than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
It's actually a lot healthier than like a Coke because it's only I think 160 calories.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, 130.
Ooh.
As opposed to
you
like
overshot
Coke
it.
that's like 220.
So I'm like on a diet now.
It's diet.
So you guys are witnessing my first. I'm starting the diet today on this podcast for right now.
Just straight
with this soda.
Just straight Texacola soda the rest of his life.
Yeah.
All day.
Hey, an interesting fact. I really don't even drink soda though.
That's what I've gotten a lot. I've had
I pretty much drink water.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. That's what we get a lot. Or at least when I take it, because I'll take it to like work to some of my managers and stuff for them to try it. That's the first thing they tell me. They're like, "Oh, I'm cutting back on sodas, but I'll give it a try." And they're like, "Oh, this is good."
Like, I'll drink soda if it's the only thing available. But if I have my choice, water with lemon's like my jam. Yeah. I mean, it's not like I'm a healthy guy. No. I just like water with lemon. This is my thing.
No problem with that.
Topo Chico. Oh my goodness.
Even when you're eating tacos.
So if I'm eating barbacoa, I'll get Big Red. But usually I'll get like if they have homemade lemonade. I'm a sucker for homemade lemonade, right?
Yes.
You know when you go to the taqueria and you look at that lemonade and you're like, bro, that's been sitting in there for like 3 or 4 days. Like it's never really gotten to the bottom. It's like over a year old, and you're like,
oh yeah, down there.
That's it right there.
The limes at the bottom are just black. Like
oh
they've
man,
never taken them out.
Tastes so good though. My goodness, so good.
Do you like it tart though? Like
I do.
Tart lemonade?
I do.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
love
my
it.
favorite. I like it tart.
Yeah, my kids and I mean, we go through anything sour, man. We'll eat lemons, we love it. Chinese candy, we love it. Yeah.
Wow.
I got a question. Las Palapas or Chick-fil-A lemonade?
I like Las Palapas.
I
Yeah?
don't think I've had Las Palapas lemonade.
But I'll tell you this, Chick-fil-A's is more tart though.
It is.
Yeah, it's really tart.
Especially
But Las
the diet.
Palapas is good.
Because those are my drink. Those are my places for lemonade. That's where I go.
Let me tell you something. So when I'm not doing tacos, believe it or not, I don't eat tacos at times, right?
Hold the
I know.
phone.
I'm telling you.
We got a break.
I'm sorry if people quit following
You just
me because
broke
I
the
said
internet.
that. I know. Exactly.
Breaking news.
So there's a place over in Alamo Ranch called Iced Up. It's a truck, and yeah, they have raspas and stuff, but they have a triple dilly, and it's my most favorite sweet raspa in San Antonio ever. We did a show there. Dave Elder and I actually did a show there, and I've gone back there 3 or 4 times. It's literally the best place. If you like tart stuff, sour, that's the place to go. A triple dilly
And it's
from
a triple dilly. What
the
does it
triple
have?
dilly. So it's got chamoy. It's basically a mango now. It's got chamoy. It's got the sour straw. It's got sour belts. It's got, I mean, everything's sour. It's just, and then it's got sliced up pickle in it with pickle juice.
That is cool.
It is, yeah, it's amazing.
Dang.
I would like
Yeah,
to
we need
agree.
go.
I like to agree with everyone, but I don't really eat any of that.
You don't?
No.
I don't. Not the mangonadas.
Well,
He's
hey,
fine.
let me tell you
He's
something.
fine.
If you do go, they have a strawberry banana shaved ice mixture. Man, it is great as well. So, gee, they have something for
Well,
you as
you
well.
don't like strawberry.
Oh my! There's no pleasing you.
Oh
sir.
my
No,
goodness
there's a-
gracious!
he's
As long as
picky.
they have some bomb snow cones.
It's a
that'd be
Dr.
good. It's fine.
They do.
Pepper one.
Man,
It's Dr. Pepper.
we need one of those. What are those canes? Pull them off the show, man.
Just walk
Man,
out
Debbie
right now.
Downer,
Just
Debbie
get
Downer
out.
on the show right here.
Just get out
Doesn't
right
like
now.
tart. Doesn't like
No.
strawberry.
Well, I do like tart. I just don't like I don't like all the chamoy and all that stuff. But I'll eat like the sour belts by themselves.
Okay.
I'll eat that. Like I'll eat some sour stuff. It's just like all combined with the fruit and stuff. That's kind of where I'm kind of like, okay. I don't know. It's just the way it.
Explore new horizons.
Man, I'll tell you what. If you tried it, I think that you would have a good appreciation for it. It really is good.
I mean, I
Well, now
appreciate.
you have to try it.
I mean, I
Some
appreciate
natural
it
heart.
being built, but
What I should have done is brought one and had you eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right.
Everybody comment. G will eat one.
Exactly.
Speaking of created stuff that we made and that I had to try, shout out to Just a Drip over in Bernie Stage Road.
Just a
which,
Drip.
Yes.
Donna made an off the menu specialty 210 culture coffee now. That
Really?
Yeah.
I'm interested. What
She
is
made
it?
like a. I don't even know what she called it, but I call it the 210 abuelita because it had abuelita
The
chocolate
Donna,
in it.
basically.
It had like buñuelo crumbs in it.
What?
It had like cinnamon in it. It had like the chocolate drizzle. It had just all this stuff.
They
and
should
was
just called it the
so
Donna.
good. No. And that's because I don't like abuelita chocolate. Like I'm not a big fan of it. And so I thought it was
Oh.
really good.
Abuelita chocolate is the goat of hot chocolate.
No, it's
The
not.
goat.
It's Nesquik.
Bad.
Yeah.
It's Nesquik.
But
Whoa.
yeah. So that was part of our weekend. We did a lot of filming. Then we went to Floors too.
Oh yeah,
Yesterday.
floors.
We hung out with Skylar Hamilton and the Reed brothers, which is pretty cool. So we had those interviews coming the following Mondays
Coming
coming
your
up.
way.
And that was pretty much it for our weekend. Of course, our special secret dinner that we had on Thursday was pretty dope too.
Yes.
Yes,
Ba-na-da-da-da.
which was a lot of fun. A lot of
A lot of flowers.
Hey, that happy hour was really good.
that was really
They
good.
were
Yeah,
good happy
I'll tell you
hour.
what. What I had there that night was I ordered tacos, but they didn't bring them. Believe that or not, look, I ordered tacos. And they brought, yeah, they didn't bring me my tacos.
I thought you had ordered just wings.
What kind of world
No,
is
so I
this?
ordered wings. I ordered wings and tacos, right?
Yeah.
And they
Oh,
only brought the
shit.
wings, and I was like, come on, man.
Like, really?
And I think that's where the confusion was, because then Alex, he ordered 2 orders of tacos and the sliders, and they brought him 2 sliders and 2 tacos.
Yeah.
And he was like, I didn't ask for all of this.
You know, maybe my diet started that night. Because all I had was wings and water.
They must
and
have
now I'm
heard
drinking
you.
130 calorie soda.
Maybe they were just like, oh, man, this is Taco King. We can't serve him these
Yeah.
tacos. Okay, we'll just
Maybe.
forget it. We'll just forget it.
Yeah, it was kind of disappointing. I was hoping they were. And then, so when Alex got his 2 orders of tacos, I thought one was mine. And then he started eating them, and I was like, oh, okay, well,
guess not.
maybe they're not mine, right? Like, okay.
Damn it.
Yeah. Oh, well, man. Next
What are
time.
friends
Next
for?
time.
What are friends
Good,
Yeah,
for?
next
good,
time for sure.
good happy hour, though.
Yeah.
Great
yeah,
prices.
And how was your weekend?
Yeah, how was your weekend?
It was good. It was really good. You know, just did a lot of family stuff. You know, I got 3 kids, and they keep me pretty busy, right? When I'm not out eating tacos and stuff. But you know, whenever I'm not out doing Eatmigos, man, I do everything I can just to hang out with them. So it was one of those
Yeah.
weekends. You know,
Yeah.
That's great.
yeah, hanging out.
So do you ever take them filming with you? Like, do you ever take your family
So
with
I
you?
took them filming with me once.
That's all
And
they
my
took?
wife goes, "We'll never do this again." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right. Yeah." I was shooting. I was shooting a promo for Bee's Knees ice cream, and I needed extras, right? So I brought I have 3 kids, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Energetic or whatever, and they're having a birthday party. So I had my kids there, and they're running around. I'm feeding them ice cream, but like my wife, I guess we didn't think it out. We didn't think it through well. because it was just basically her with the 3 kids and ice cream running around. But I'm working, right? I'm like filming and making a promo for the business, for the business they hired me to do a promo. And she was like, "Yeah, we're never doing this again." And I'm like, "Sorry about that." I mean, because my kids were like everywhere, touching people and all kind of stuff. Yeah.
Did you have to stop and be like, "Hey, quit, sit down"?
I mean, it was one of those things where I was filming, and I was like, "Oh no!" I'm like,
Oh no!
clean up,
stop. Hey.
clean up on aisle 4.
Oh, that's funny.
You were the director, the cast, everything.
I was everything, man. I cast, exactly.
The janitor.
You should have just bribed them or something. Been like, y'all aren't having ice cream until y'all help me do this, and then
Bribes don't
afterwards.
work.
Yeah, they don't work. Yeah, we got in there. It was like Disneyland, man. They because the owner was showcasing all the ice cream, so she was giving us so many different sundaes and stuff. So the kids were basically an all-you-can-eat buffet at an ice cream shop, right?
I'm so sorry for you because afterwards, man.
It was just like ice cream everywhere. Yeah, so it won't happen again. Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. Steve Perez actually commented. He says, "Sup, homies, great guest. That chingon snap. Thanks, G. Happy Sunday to y'all, fam."
What up, Steve?
Steve.
Of course,
He's from
with that
Texas
Texas Bearded Cartel.
Yeah.
All day.
And Eatmigos is still waiting for his cap, by the way.
Hey,
Where's it at?
I'm telling you, man.
Although
It's not cool when you're not chingon. I mean, G is, but I'm not.
It took a lot of work.
It took a lot of work. That's funny.
But yeah, I know. I love your hat, by the way.
Yeah, your hat's really
Thanks.
cool.
Yeah, so I got this from City Lokes. Man, I do so much work with them. They send me a lot of cool stuff. I get to wear it, and it's really been awesome. It's been a really cool merger with them. We did the Eat Like a Gordo video. Went out to LA, did that, and it's just been really cool. Like, I have so much fly, dope gear from them, and this hat right here is probably whenever they get them, they sell out immediately. Right?
Really?
They go so fast. They're so popular. So it's so funny because I don't like to wear it a lot. Because when I wear it, people are like, "Where do I buy it? Where do I buy it?" And I'm like, "At City Lokes." But like right now, they're back ordered through October, the end of October for this hat. Yeah, so literally, the owner Miguel was like, "Hey man, try not to wear that hat too much." Yeah, he literally told me that. No joke, he did.
Needs to
go follow right now. And go, no.
Yeah, but hey, I'll tell you what. Like the shirt, City Lokes. If you're looking for really cool gear, City Lokes, and then they have a sister website called Backyard Chillin'. Really good stuff. I've been out there. Those guys are great. I think that a lot of times they've gotten people thinking it's for like gangsters and cholos and stuff. It really is. It's a lifestyle type of clothing. I would tell everybody, go check out their stuff because it really is dope.
Yeah.
And they got everything, and you can personalize your anything you want, your hats or whatever. I think the license plate hat that I wear all the time. I have I don't know, probably like 5 of them or whatever. But yeah, like those, it's basically they give you the opportunity to brand yourself, but looking fly, right?
Wow.
And then Steve finally did comment back. He says he got you.
Yeah. I got you,
All right,
bro.
Steve.
We'll talk it over tacos.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
So let's jump into some of these questions here. So the first question we have for you, basic question: what made you decide to become a creator?
So I do a lot of production work, and whenever I decided to do Eatmigos, it was more so just to stay current on like my skills, right? Because they're perishable skills. If you don't film anything, then you lose it. You lose the editing skills. So this way, I was forced every week to shoot something and edit something, and I was just always in the game, right? And it just helped me be that much better, that much faster. And at first, it was literally just me and my buddies. We went out. It was literally the group of friends I was with working production. There was like 5 of us. We went to Eric's Tacos, the very first one. We all had cameras, so we all kind of just videoed. I grabbed their SIM cards, downloaded it, made a video, and it got a pretty decent response. So we just kept moving, and then, 14 months later, here I am.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, for sure.
So what kind of challenges did you face, starting off with all this and seeing how, at least that I can see here, it's not a big thing here in San Antonio to do video editing and stuff.
So that was the other thing. In San Antonio, there's so much talent, but people don't use it for themselves, like to promote themselves for vlogs or anything like that. And I was like, man, maybe I can help start something up. And maybe light the fire under some folks, right? To start doing their own vlogs and shooting their own stuff and putting it out. So hopefully I've done that. But I mean, I did it just because, as I said, it was fun. I'd never shot a vlog before. The first one I shot was literally a cold shoot. I didn't know how to edit it or whatever. And I just kind of built it from there. And the creative juices started flowing. Then I did an intro. Then I shot a real intro, and it just kind of just evolved into an actual show now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because that's what I kind of feel like, at least with you, that you've been doing it for a while. I mean, I always feel in San Antonio in general, the support aspect of anything you do is kind of hard out here. I don't know why that's such a big issue, but I feel like it is. And that's what, like with us, like, I mean, even with us starting, we kind of have you to lean off a little bit, like, hey, how did you do this, or how did you do that? But yeah, that's where I always feel like with you being one of, I would say, the pioneer YouTuber, Instagrammers here in San Antonio that are still that stay. They don't just get big and say, okay, later, guys, I'm leaving now, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
So that's.
I think, for me, I was one of the first people who was like in front of the camera more than I was just taking pictures of food and doing that kind of thing, right?
Right.
And I had a targeted, targeted focus. Like I was like, hey, I'm just gonna do tacos. When I first came out, I said I was gonna eat a taco from every single place in San Antonio. One taco from every place, right?
Sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you what, when people started asking how long it was gonna take, I had to sit down. I had this whole equation, it's going to take 5.5 years if I do it 3 times a week. If I do it 4 times a week, it's going to cut it down like this. And it's still my goal, everyone watching, still my goal, but things have happened, so it's probably going to take me a little bit longer than what I originally said it was going to take me. But I guess I didn't answer your question. As far as challenges go, when I first started, man, people talk crap about my videos, hated on me, hated on everything I was doing. People would tell me, no one cares. Like, I used to get the meanest DMs to me.
Wow.
And I was, it was horrible, like, oh, your videos suck. Just things that I would be like, man, it's pretty harsh, man. Like,
Nobody likes tacos.
yeah, the internet's harsh.
Haters gonna hate.
But, I just pushed through it because I personally enjoyed it, right? And I was like, screw everybody else, right? I like it. I think it's fun. And then I kind of started getting more of a following where people were like, hey, where you going next week? And then I think what really helped me push through it was like my wife was always like, hey, I like your videos and I think they're cool. And she would tell me, whenever I watch your video, I kind of feel like I've been there. And I, basically want to go and eat at these places. And I was like, man, if I'm helping drive business, and I didn't know this at this point, that I was helping drive business to places, right, to help them out.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at that point, but I stuck with it for that reason. And now, after I go to a place, I get DMs and people be like, bro, you sent like a lot. One thing, my followers, they're very loyal and they show up.
Yeah.
Like whenever I go somewhere, they go and they really eat a lot of tacos.
Hey, that's a great feeling.
Yeah, it's cool. I've had people say things like I had one of the places I go said, hey, after you came, I had to hire 2 more employees on the weekend because we're so busy. And I was like, well, cool.
that's great.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I think that's
It's
the most
really
rewarding thing about doing this. Even us that we're small, we just love, just hearing people's stories and just helping them out in any way that we can.
See, small with big hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially, like, we were talking with one of the food trucks that we shot yesterday. Like, we were talking about it, like, at least with us, like, food trucks, stereotypical, you think food trucks, you think taco trucks. And it's kind of one of those, well, if I eat at one taco truck, what's different than another one? And it's kind of, even for us that we've been doing this more, I've started to realize, like, it's kind of cool because everybody comes from either different parts of Mexico or they have that California flavor with them. And then it's just funny how they incorporate it with the Tex-Mex flow to kind of go with it.
Yeah.
So, like, we did one that they were from Mexico City, and their beans, they use a special herb with the beans. And that's all they put in there. They don't put meat, nothing else. And, like, the beans were really good. And then with the guys we talked to yesterday, they're like, yeah, we're like 30 minutes away from Mexico City.
Right.
And their food's completely different from them. And they're like 30 minutes away. And it's something that's cool because you get that different culture out of general, fixed mindset of, oh, what's a taco truck? It's the same as taco truck down the street.
What people don't realize is, so whenever I started this, I went on a show, and I wasn't prepared because I got asked every question from A to Z about tacos. I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about tacos. After I kind of felt foolish for not knowing this stuff, I did a lot of research, and I kind of became a taco historian. But one thing I'm going to say, which is a fact for everyone, this is one thing that ruffles everybody's feathers in the world when I say this. So, or in the United States. So there wouldn't be tacos in the United States if there was no San Antonio. In the early 1900s, because the migrant workers were running out of work in the minefields, and they started working on the railroad, which brought them through San Antonio. It was here and in L.A. Now, the chili queens here, they started, the wives of the migrant workers were called the chili queens. They sold tacos at night on the street here in San Antonio, where San Antonio became known as a destination for the Alamo and for tacos, right? For people buying tacos. Now, LA will argue that all day long, but I'll tell you what, they had tamale carts. Like tamales were really big there. Our contribution, San Antonio's contribution to the United States is tacos. And people get so mad when I say that, but history is history. I'm sorry, I can't change it, right? I think San Antonio, well, I don't think, I know San Antonio is a melting pot for culture when it comes to tacos. Because, you know, there really isn't any other place in the world where you can get all tacos. You can get, like, tacos from Mexico, Mexican style, you know, Mexico City, Baja style tacos here. You get Tex-Mex. You know, I mean, all different types of tacos. You can get them here in San Antonio, whereas other cities, other states, you really can't get that, right?
Yeah.
Especially those Korean tacos from Catch the Wave.
Yeah, Korean.
Oh, that's Bulgogi Boys. Bulgogi Boys, but Catch the Wave are like, yo, yeah, those are my favorite, man.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite tacos here in town.
So
man.
learning that, does it give you more of an appreciation of what you do?
It does, because, you know, one thing here, like Catch the Wave, I'll take Catch the Wave and Bulgogi Boys. So they basically took a traditional dish and they put a modern spin on it and they turned it into their own, whereas I guarantee you there's not Korean tacos probably in many other places.
Right. Yeah.
Now that when people hear about it, there probably will be. You know what I mean? Sorry, they did Filipino tacos a couple weekends ago, or a couple Tuesdays ago. We did a Taco Tuesday. You know, we pushed them out there. They're great. And it's just one of those things where San Antonio basically breeds the culture to be able to cultivate all these different types of tacos, which is amazing to me.
Yeah.
And that's why I love this city so much. Because it literally is the melting pot for tacos, for taco like recipes, taco restaurants, chefs. Everybody's just putting their flair on these, you know, traditional foods, right? Mexican foods.
So
wow, that's awesome.
I'm going to jump a little bit off topic off our interview question, seeing how that I know that you're a little bit more taco enthusiast than I thought you were.
Yeah.
Not trying to really jump into the culture thing, but kind of going back off that, how like we're blending them. So what do you think about this? We've had conversations about this where obviously that's LeBron and he does it every Tuesday. And I've had some friends where they've said that why, as like a Mexican culture, are we not being upset about this, because he's pretty much imitating and kind of like degrading the Mexican culture and the taco of it by making it like a joke.
But, you know, I'll say this. I don't really take it as a joke as much as, I mean, he's promoting our culture. I mean, our culture is what made that, right?
Yeah.
Like, why are we upset? There's things that we laugh about that probably other races and other cultures don't think that are funny, but we do, right? I mean, every Mexican joke ever, right? Like,
Exactly.
have you ever told a Mexican joke in English, a Spanish joke, and people were like, that's not funny? I was like, yeah, it's real funny when it's told in Spanish, right?
Exactly.
For some reason, translated
Yes.
just, you know, it's not funny.
Yeah.
Doesn't bug me at all, man. Not at all. The way I see it is people...
Just find an excuse to yell at everything?
Yeah. Everyone always
Yeah.
wants to get their panties in water about everything. And it's
Everybody
just
wants to get sued these days.
It's so ridiculous, you know. I like it, man.
Yeah.
I know that he's out there. I see a lot of videos with him, Taco Tuesdays, and man, I love it, you know.
Yeah.
And like everybody says, like I was reading some of the comments. I kind of just stay neutral. Like it's his life. He can do what he wants.
Yeah.
And where you read some of the comments and they have that, but then it's like on the flip side, that's like, yeah, but he still does good. It's not like he's like mocking it and then he's just like a bad person.
Yeah.
Like they're like he's building schools in Ohio for underprivileged kids to go
exactly.
through.
Exactly.
He's hosting free basketball camps. Like, they're like just let him have fun with it. He's on the verge of retirement, just having a good time. Like,
But think about all the tacos that people have tried who've never had tacos. They've heard
Right.
LeBron talk about it and like, you know what, I want to try tacos.
Yeah,
right.
he's bringing the business.
Exactly, man. Exactly. So why would
Publicity for our culture.
I mean, you know, in Texas, 17% of all sales in restaurants are from tacos, right?
Hell yeah.
That's more than anywhere else in the United States, right? And I guarantee you, LeBron's helped that number, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
1-800 eat a taco.
Especially now,
Exactly.
and then it's even funnier because it really didn't pop up till you went to LA. So what's that telling you? It's the LA culture rubbing off against
Of course.
them being out there.
That's what's
Yeah.
cool, man, because, you know, it doesn't matter what race you are. When you're in San Antonio, you're got like 10% Mexican, right? It just
Right.
rubs off. The culture-
Automatically.
Yeah,
It's
you're-
like either you love to eat, so you're gonna get tacos, or you love to drink, and you're gonna start drinking with us here. So
Exactly.
one of the two,
Exactly.
You're an honorary Mexican.
right?
Exactly.
What was I gonna say here? So yeah. So next one, next question here. Back on topic here is looking back. What advice would you have give yourself from when you started back then? If you could talk to yourself now.
So I held back a lot at the very beginning, right? I don't think, I'll just say this. I felt like I was trying to do something that was going to please everybody out there, right? So I wasn't as creative as I wanted to be. I wasn't really truly me. And what I mean by that is like I held back a lot on my editing style, on a lot of things that I did, the way I shot things. I probably would have done things a lot different. And I would say to anyone coming out, really just be yourself. People will fall in love with that person, and then that's what makes you you, right? Don't try to do things to be very, politically correct or whatever. Just be yourself, right? And, you'll find your niche. You'll find your, the group of folks who like you. And if you can find enough folks who want to continue to watch you, you'll just continue to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
So, running back to one of your videos, the one that you had with Elder Eats, where I forget where you guys went.
Okay.
In the intro, you had the definition of collaboration.
I
At the
did.
beginning of the intro. So why do you think collaborating is such an important thing, especially here in San Antonio?
So, one thing that when I first came out and I was on Instagram and I reached out to a lot of folks and everyone ignored me and they were like, yeah, man, we're not. I've even heard other folks say like, well, it wasn't until Eatmigos got literally verbatim, got 1,000 followers that I was like, hey, this guy actually may make an impression in San Antonio. I don't personally feel that way, right? Like, I invite everybody to come out to do what they're doing.
Right.
I think sometimes people may get threatened. I don't know what it is, right? I can't
Yeah.
say why they don't. But I like collaborating with people. I like collaborating with everyone. One, I like meeting new people. Two, I like being in front of a new crowd and just talking to them. And, also putting other people in front of my followers, right? Because the way I see it is, my favorite saying is, as the pond rises, so do the ducks. And I feel that's the way San Antonio, the way we should be, because we have so much talent here, and I don't feel that people appreciate all the talent that we have here and create. Like, whenever you think of creative type movies or music, everyone's always like Austin, but I feel
Right,
like
yeah.
San Antonio, man, is right up there, if
Yeah.
not passing
Yeah.
Austin.
We're very
and,
underrated.
Yeah.
Very.
And I like collabing because, as I said, I feel as the pond rises, so do the ducks.
Yeah.
And if we can put our city on the map for being a creative city, for having good podcasts, good vlogs, good Instagrammers, we'll bring recognition, which will in return bring money to our local economy. Will just
Yeah.
help benefit, right? Because people see stuff. Man, this is no kidding. This past summer, I ran into a family from New York. Just randomly ran into a family from New York, and the wife was like, so they came up to me, and I was like, do y'all watch Eatmigos, or do y'all just like Mexican people? Right? Like, I don't know what it is, right? Because they were real friendly, and the wife was like, my husband found you when we were coming to San Antonio and started binge watching your show, and he loves it. He's like, I can't believe we ran into you. They were like really cool, and they had little kids and all that stuff, man. So I was like, oh, what's up, slapping hands, hugging, all that. I was like, this is cool. I was like, because these are people from New York who came here.
Because they saw much.
Yeah, not so much, I don't know if because they saw me, but they were coming and they saw my vlog, and they're like,
Yeah.
hey, we've gone to some of the places.
Yeah.
Then also, same thing, family from Detroit, exact same thing. They came into town and they were like, hey, we're here. We've tried like 3 of the places that we've seen on your show. And then they're like, hey, we'd love to meet you. We know you're busy or whatever. I didn't have a chance to actually meet up with them or whatever. I told them, hey, if you ever come back or I go to Detroit, maybe we can link up. But it was just cool to know I have that reach. Someone in New York, someone in Detroit's coming. And then
awesome.
Plus all the local folks who always tell me, like, hey, thanks for telling me about that place. It was great or whatever. Right, yeah.
Then I felt, which is why I'm kind of a little frustrated that the fact that we don't have, like, so much unity and camaraderie out here is that, especially being a military city, like, the ability to expand without knowing it is so powerful out here because you get those people that are transferred to different bases and they'd be like, oh yeah, you're going to San Antonio, oh, I followed Eatmigos, this guy I used to watch, he makes good videos, check him out on the way over there. Like, we can expand if, and that's kind of like I always say, like, if you can get people from the military to start watching back, which I'm pretty sure we do, I was like, that just opens another gate because they may have to get removed somewhere else and that just spreads the name,
the word.
But if we're not working in unison to try to get San Antonio up as a whole, like you said, what good does it really do us if they're like, oh, well, I kind of don't like that guy, so don't watch him. And
I get along with pretty much everybody, man. Whenever I meet folks, whether you have 20,000 or 200 followers, it doesn't matter to me. Like, if you're cool, you're cool. Just as long as you're not like an asshole to me or anything, right? Like, as long as you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think that everyone brings value. That's just always the way I've been, right? I enjoy meeting new folks, and I think it's cool whenever I meet somebody and they have their aspect on whatever it is that they're doing or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And if it happens to be where they like tacos and they want to talk to me about tacos, I think a lot of times when I meet folks, they want to talk to me about tacos, and I'm like, hey, I do other things besides tacos, like, I do have a life, other than tacos, I promise you.
I do eat other food.
Yeah, I do eat, sometimes I do eat other food, right? But on the side note, I do eat tacos a lot whenever I'm not eating Amigos, so, but yeah, I mean, I've gone to some great restaurants that don't have tacos, right? Yeah, so, and I'll post about it whenever I do.
Is that heartbreaking to you?
What's that?
Is that really heartbreaking to you?
When you walk in, there's no tacos?
Well, yeah, when you walk in and there's no tacos?
No. I usually know. Yeah.
Like, we want you to come, but we don't have tacos. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, it's fun. Like I said, so Sorry didn't have tacos, and they actually called and they're like, hey, we want you to come. We want to do a spread for you, but we have made some tacos. We want to see if you think they're good enough to push out. And
wow.
So that was my episode. That was the episode that
With
had
the Stranger Things.
The Stranger
That
Things.
was such a badass
Thanks.
intro. It
Thanks.
was so good.
Thanks. So it was one of those things. Yeah, the tacos are great. If you ever have a chance on Tuesday, go over there. Sorry, really good food.
Dang.
I won't not make you sorry.
You will not be sorry.
You will not be sorry.
So last question here to finish up our interview questions is the obvious one, which is why I saved it for the end just to have fun with it, is what made you decide to go with the name Eatmigos?
So I work with this guy, or I used to work a lot with this guy, and sometimes we still work together. His name's Carlos. He's from the Valley. And people from the valley speak half English, half Spanish, everything, right? So they, hey, ya compramos everything, bro. Ya compramos everything, and it's like, okay, yeah, all right, man.
That's so true.
And so he's like that, man, and he's always like telling me, hey, I thought, bro, and I'm like, dude, like, just talk one or the other, like, dude, just let's be cool, man, whatever, right? And anyway,
Spanglish.
Yeah, exactly. So whenever, it's just Amigos, it's a play off of the word Amigos, my friends or whatever. And it was kind of like playing around with that half Spanish, half English. What would make something localized where it'd be like, what do we do here locally in Texas? And that's mix Spanish and English. So eat and then Migos, right? Yeah.
That's what I was trying to
Practical.
I was trying to figure out. I was like, I wonder if it was just maybe that he had like another co-host to start off with, that they were like, since they were amigos eating together, it was just like a slap together, and I was like, oh, that's probably where he got it from. But
No. So fun fact, so Eatmigos is probably it's 14 months old right now, but it probably would have been close to 24 months old if the original idea had gone through. Oh. So let me tell you what it was. All right.
Ooh.
Yeah. Hold on.
Cheese man.
So basically, I originally wanted to call it Los Tres Eatmigos, right? And there was going to be 3 of us. And it was going to be kind of a round table. We go around eating, talking, or whatever. And then one of my Eatmigos dropped out, and there was 2 of us. So I told my buddy, I was like, hey, dude, you know what? We'll just have one guest, every single show, and it'll be the Tres Eatmigos, right? And I was like, it'll be good. And like, so I had bought these mariachi T-shirts. We're all gonna wear one when we went in. Then my second Eatmigo, like, done. Like, didn't want to have anything to do with it, right? He's like, man, I don't really think I have time for it or whatever. I was like, that sucks. So literally, when I said that, the first one I ever did, this group of friends, I had the camera and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do this on my own. I'll just do Eatmigos, and it'll just be. And I came up with the concept of, your Eatmigos is whenever you're eating tacos with somebody, that's your Eatmigo, right? So if you're eating a group of if you're a group of you eating tacos, those are your Eatmigos, right? And that was my whole. That's when I came out. That was pretty much the theory behind the whole Eatmigos. Was, hey, these are going to be the folks you're eating tacos with. And what's funny is a lot of that stuff, because my whole idea was, hey, people can post pictures of their tacos and tag Eatmigos, and we'll share them. None of that ever happened. It's hard to get people to do what you want them to do, right?
No, for
Right?
sure, yeah.
None of that happened. And then people just started calling me Eatmigos, like, and I was like, oh, it's kind of like the whole group of us, but okay, you can call me. So then it's like, well, I'm a single guy, so it's not really Eatmigo. So, but like, that name just kind of stuck with me. So when people were like, hey, I'm here with Eatmigos, and it's like, well, technically we're all Eatmigos at this point if we're eating tacos together, right? But yeah, that's
You're like, sure, I
yeah.
Hey,
That
awesome.
That was the evolution of
that
Eatmigos.
original idea would have been even
Wow.
funnier now in 2019 when you have the rap group the Migos. So it would have been play off of that.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Be like, I came up with it first.
Yeah, man.
Trademark.
But yeah, so that's the way Eatmigos came about, and actually, I'm pretty glad it happened the way it did because of it, I had to be more creative. I had to force myself to go out to meet people, to get people in my videos, and I've met a lot of great people, eaten a lot of amazing tacos, had a lot of fun doing it. Yeah,
A long way to go.
Awesome.
yeah,
You live life that people wish they had, eating tacos.
yeah. And let me tell you what, it's been, man, it's truly been an amazing journey. When I first started out, and I came with that hook that I was going to eat tacos everywhere. I got to give Maddie Sky a shout out. She contacted me, my SA, and she's like, "Hey, I want to do a story on you." And I had like 300 followers, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" Like the media's reaching out to me. So anyway, she really helped. And honestly, I don't even know where she heard that from because I kind of did my own press release on social media. I filmed myself talking. And she heard it somehow. Anyway, that's power of social media, right? Like, I mean, I don't even know her.
Exactly.
Anyway, she heard it. She did a story on me, and then I got on SA Live with Erica, and we did a show, and it just kind of snowballed. And then I had friends call me, like, hey, the morning show's talking about you, about the guy who's going to eat tacos, and his name's Eatmigos, and like, it was cool because it was like, man, this is really catching some traction, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so from there, it just kind of got me on, all the daytime shows and stuff. So it's
That is so
awesome.
cool.
yeah.
That's so cool.
And then
Goals.
the part that I always think is funny about doing all of this, as great as it is always when like you have like a coworker or somebody you're talking to, and they're like, "Well, how'd your weekend go?" And you're trying to like be humble about it, and you're like, "Oh, well, it was good. I had to go film here, and I had to go there, and I had to go do this, and I got to do that for free. But other than that, it was an okay weekend." And they're like, "Oh, I stayed home and played with my
Did
dog
nothing.
for 6 hours." And you're just like, "Well, please don't ask me anymore." I'm just like,
the journey of stuff, like I said, like last week, we went to Andretti, and it's a pretty expensive place, I'm sure. And if you go to my Facebook or Instagram, I did a short video, but we got to basically have an afternoon of on the house just to showcase everything they have and post about it, which is really cool. It's the same thing at Top Golf. We get these, we get invited places, and it's really awesome. Shout out to San Antonio Munchies Alex, man. He's really been a really close friend. I'm going to say this. When no one would pay attention to me at all, right, and everyone, I guess, just thought I was full of it, right, he was the only one who was a friend and was like, "Hey, man, I appreciate what you're doing. I like your pictures or whatever." And now he and I, he's one of my best friends now. But he was literally one of the only ones that was cool with me at the beginning when no one would talk to me, right?
Wow.
Yeah, it was like everyone would like shun me except for him. And he really awesome. And I kind of try to spread that love with everybody as well because it's just Like I said, it don't matter if you have 200-300 followers. I treat you as if you have 200-300,000 followers.
Yeah. And we appreciate you because
Yeah,
we
definitely.
do feel that, you know what I mean? Because that's happened to us before too, where like we reach out to people and they're like, "Who are you?" or like, "Nah."
No responses at all.
Yeah, or no responses at all. So
And that's why I think it's funny because I mean, like I said, we kind of had hit your radar before I met Roy, but then Roy was just like constantly pushing like, "Hey, you need to go hang out with Eatmigos. He's a cool dude. Hey, you need to go hang out with Eatmigos. He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
Hey, I was like, okay, Roy, I'm gonna work on it. I'm kidding you. Like,
Yeah.
like-
Let me tell you, when I first saw The Carpenter's Apprentice, man, so the first episode I ever saw was Roy talking to someone at a laundromat. And I watched it, and when it was over, I watched it again, and I probably watched it 3 times in a row. And the fact that Roy would put that much effort, or that whole family would put that much effort into talking to somebody at a laundromat, I said, man, it's a good show. Like, I love
Right,
it.
yeah.
And I'll tell you what, they do not disappoint, right? Like, I love all their stuff. I watch it, like, if it's a TV show, right? Like, I literally constantly watch it. Anytime I see one that I haven't seen, I'll watch it.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we kind of reached out to him because that's kind of what we wanted to do on Fridays, and I'm like,
Definitely.
well, one, why am I going to do what somebody else is already doing?
Exactly.
I was like, and two, why am I going to give myself more content when we can, if he's willing to, we can collaborate and then help put his stuff on another platform, and then it all kind of goes back and forth. So then when I reached out to him, I was like, well, it's always funny because I felt like he was bigger than what we were. So I always kind of was like hesitant to reach out to him for something like that. It's like kind of asking you like to do the same thing. Like I just would feel hesitant just because you're a little bit have a bigger audience than we do. So I reached out to him and he's like, oh, well, yeah, let's talk about it. You want to come over and do the interview? And then he's like, dude, I was so nervous to interview you. He's like, you were so big and I didn't think you were going to come do this interview. And I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I thought you were so big. Like I was excited to do this interview because I was like, oh, wow, we're big time now. Carpenter's Apprentice is going to interview us. He's like, I was the opposite. Like, oh, we're big time. We got 210 Culture to come to the interview. And after that, he was just like, yeah, let's do it. And then it's been all love since then. So
Now we're all
I thought
big
it was-
together now.
I thought it was cool, man, when you guys merged. I thought it was cool.
yeah,
Definitely.
so that's why I told him, I was like, look, Carpenter's Apprentice is still your thing. I'm not trying to like make you 210 Culture. I was like, I just want to make another platform for you to have your stuff on. And I was like, and then between the collaborations between us, that should help us on the other way as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
was
San
like-
Antonio professionals coming together.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
family. That's San Antonio
that's-
definition.
And you guys kind of came out at this around the same time as well.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's kind of where we both kind of like, why we get along so well, because we both just kind of like feel like we've had the same upbringing, the same kind of start. So that's why like I think me and him just get along so well, because we both, like he always tells me every time we go do something, he's like, oh man, I just feel good that after we're done, I can complain to you and you guys understand. I tell like my sister and my cousin, and they just don't understand because we're dealing with the same issues, so they don't get what I'm talking about. But like,
Yeah.
you guys have your own set of issues.
But
He's
as you
like-
get more popular, the issues just change. They're just
Yeah.
different
Yeah,
issues.
yeah,
Yeah.
for
Like,
sure.
Alamo Foodie, Jen, when she came out, we came out right about the same time. And I remember when she followed me, she had like 3,000 followers. I probably had like about 1,200. And I was like, oh my God, this is the biggest foodie that's ever followed me. And like, I was like, oh my God, this is so crazy. But yeah, she turned out to be a friend as well. Like I said, her and I, we came out about the same time. We're just kind of growing about the same
Yeah.
pace. I don't know how many followers and stuff she has, but I know she's doing well. Yeah, I think for me, like across all my platforms, I think I just hit 18,000, which is crazy to
Oh, yeah.
think.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Yeah, a little- it's crazy to think, and it's like sometimes I'm like, man, there's no way that many. But I'll put out a video and it'll get like 21,000 views.
Yeah.
You know, in like 3 days, and I'm like, well, heck, I guess there are this many people watching my show or whatever, or what, you know, like to Eat Like a Gordo on one strand, it's got 715,000 views.
Wow.
But on other ones, it's got hundreds of thousands. So
Right,
we've hit
yeah.
over 1 million views, not just
Yeah.
in one
Right,
place
right,
collectively, but yeah. Then David Elder and I had a video hit 1 million a couple weeks ago as well.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. You
Yeah.
posted about it. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, I didn't even know. How I found out about it was I was at home and SA Live tagged me in a post, and I was like, "Oh, what is?" I was like, "I haven't been on the show in a while," so I went to go look, and the views said 1M, and I was like, "Oh my goodness gracious!" I was like, "I've never seen an M before." So, are you sure it's not a W? Like, yeah, no, but I saw it. Yeah, I was like 1 million. Yeah, so I immediately texted my wife. I was like, "I did 1 million views."
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It was cool, you know. So it just makes you want to hit 1 million more, right?
Right,
More,
yeah.
Yeah, more often or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I think that's the funny part. just like. And then you look back, you're like, oh man, I remember when I first hit that 1,000 or I first hit that 10,000. Like now that we like most of our videos hit about 800 to 1,000, and then we look back like some of the other ones. Like, man, I remember when we broke like 400. We were like, we're doing it. We broke 400, and I was like,
I remember, man. Like, so that's one of the other secrets. Like whenever I put out a video, I try not to look at it or see what the views are, and then I'll check like that afternoon or maybe the next day or whatever. Because if used to it, it consumed me. I would like literally just sit there and look and like, oh my goodness,
Right,
or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, it's hard not to. But yeah. So now I just kind of I do it. I posts are done. I put down my phone and I'm like, all right, let me step away from this. Yeah, it's out
Put
there.
it on silent.
Hopefully people will like it. If not, well then, we'll just go back to the drawing board next week. And because the other thing is you never know what's going to hit and what's not. Some of the ones that I thought were going to be like,
awesome.
they're like blockbusters, they didn't do so well. And then others that I just put out there that I was like, man, I rushed this one, and they wound up being the more popular.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy that happens.
that happened with us. Our first culture creation one was a Doug Donuts, and we just did it at our house, just fucking around off my phone. Like we shot it, and I needed to put it to complete the playlist on Facebook. I needed that video, so I uploaded it like at midnight, just one night. I was like, I'm gonna upload it so I can complete the whole 20 some of my videos we need. Woke up the next morning, that video had like 760 likes in like the 8 hours overnight. I was like, how many people saw this at like 1 in the morning? Like,
You'll be
on.
surprised.
And then people were like,
it's scary.
Yeah.
How many people watch it overnight?
It's all the drunks in high
And then it
school.
had like then it would have like about 10 shares, and I was like, dude, this video is like 2 years old that we just dropped it. It's like blowing up. I was like, it's just crazy how. And then like we did one like last week, and then I think that one's only sitting at like 50 views, and it's just like
I'm telling you, there is no magic sauce.
Yeah,
You
no,
just-
there's not.
The one thing I tell people is I just like consistency is the key. You just got to consistently put out videos.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Because people start expecting them. Because like now, if I skip a Saturday, people will be like, "Hey, there's no video today," and I'm like, "My bad,"
Damn it, back to work.
It was like a long week or something happened, or
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So jumping in, since we're crunching here towards the end of the podcast here, time to hit you with our famous 210 Culture Hot Seat.
Really?
Okay.
Wow.
So pretty much how it works is we do this or that questions, and you just give us whichever one you think's better, or your opinion on which one you would choose.
Yeah.
You can explain it if you want. Just don't leave it as an answer. We just leave it like that. So we start with the basic one: Whataburger or In-N-Out.
Whataburger. even though they sold out, Whataburger still.
Yeah.
That's what everybody says.
You know what? But if I'm in California, I'll eat In-N-Out because it does taste different in California than it does here in Texas.
In their home.
Okay.
But Whataburger all day long.
All day.
Number 2 with cheese. Oh yeah, baby, right there.
Dang,
Okay,
that's
say,
what
was that
I
what you
had
had to say?
earlier. That's what I had earlier.
Next one, of course, being a taco guy: red or green salsa.
Green,
Heck
the avocado salsa. Oh my goodness gracious,
yeah.
yeah.
Especially the one from King Salami.
Oh, it's good. He made it with squash.
Yes,
yeah,
that was the
ironically.
secret. It was
It was
squash.
just, yeah.
I'm interested.
That was delicious.
It was very
Oh,
good.
we are going to film them this week.
Yeah, we're going Friday.
Yeah,
So if you're
Friday
free, you can hop in too.
at
Oh,
7.
nice.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
Next one here: Las Palapas or Mama Margie's.
So Las Palapas, always. always.
I really didn't
Not
think that. I
Mama's?
really didn't think that was a tough question, but everybody kind of gets stumped on that one when we asked. They're
You
just
actually
like,
didn't.
Yeah.
You were
That was
So-
immediate.
kind of like,
Yeah. So Ron, the owner, I've known him for a very long time, and I'll say this, man: their carne guisada with cheese is just so damn good. My goodness gracious, man, it's so good.
So great.
so I'm gonna throw another taco in here. The battle of the brothers: Henry or Ray's.
Ooh.
The battle begins.
It's gonna be an awkward Thanksgiving when
I'm gonna
Eatmigos
say
goes over.
Ray's.
I'm watching that.
I'm gonna say Ray's.
The original.
It's gonna be an awkward Thanksgiving when he goes over to.
Yeah, Ray's, man.
Hey
Ray's.
guys, I love you. Oh.
Hey, but let me tell you, man. If you've ever had, I don't know if you've ever had Lala's. Have you ever had Lala's?
No, I'm not.
Man, let me tell you what. Lala's is a very good puffy taco, man. You have to try them out. It's there on Roosevelt.
Nice.
Really, really good.
Oh, yeah,
Owner's
I
name's
like it, but
Steve
puffy.
Bassini. Yeah, good food, man.
Nice. And I
Another
think
one
that's all
on
we
our
have.
list.
I think that's all we have for, unless you guys have another one for the hot seat.
nah.
Hmm.
I don't think so.
Well, what about the fried chicken
the fried chicken question. You know, like because we ask about, okay, so fried chicken. There's one for Bill Miller's versus Church's.
Ooh.
See?
Wow.
You know what I'm gonna say? There's
Really?
Churches, but Bill Miller's, it'll do in a pinch. It'll do in a pinch. But I'm a church. Oh yeah, Churches.
I'm
My
brought
grandma.
up on that.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Brought up on that.
My
My point
Jesus.
exactly.
my grandma used to get Church's chicken
Facts.
all the
She
time.
came over. Hey, I got Church's.
Yeah,
All right,
and
dinner.
That, and that's and
the
that's
okra from there. Oh man, that
Oh,
right
Pretty
there,
Poppers.
so good.
And that's the argument we always have
I
because
missed
she
that.
thinks both of them are trash.
Yeah, I don't like
Really?
any of them.
But
Churches.
I tell her it's a nostalgia thing that
Yeah.
makes people like it.
I think so.
We grew up with it.
But you know, now I'll tell you what, I'm a sucker for some Popeyes chicken. Boy.
Yeah, I like their
Yeah.
spicy.
Yeah, their spicy chicken,
Spicy.
man. Oh, with the red beans and rice.
Yeah, I don't
man.
even eat potatoes. Just give me that.
So good.
I like their spicy tenders.
Yes.
I'll eat that.
Yes.
Yep.
So sticking to tacos, let's jump into the survey question of the day
Oh,
weekend,
yeah.
whatever.
Of the
Yeah.
day.
Of the day, the
Easy.
weekend. I lost track of how I word it. But the topic of the day was, what is your go-to spot for tacos?
Wait, what?
Ooh.
Just tacos in general?
Just tacos in general. It doesn't matter breakfast or lunch.
Okay.
You're making him really
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the
There's
thing.
a lot of people watching this right now.
I'm gonna say this. Tacos to me are like my children. I love them all equally, right?
Uh-huh.
Right. But I'm gonna say
Well,
this
who's your favorite?
because there is. I don't know. I'll say this. I do have go-tos. Now, if we're talking proximity to where I live, Tacos de Regio on Nacogdoches, man, those are some of my favorite tacos. If it's in the evening time, they open at 6, right? So the Lambre
Man, I'm gonna
Tacos.
have to
Yeah.
write this down.
There's actually one close to here, St. Mary's Strip. It's a little yellow truck. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Really good tacos. I go there in the evenings, like I said, because it's closer to where I live. But that's actually closer to where you guys live as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's down the street from Eric's Tacos.
Okay.
okay.
Oh, Eric's. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also like. So Taco Haven is one of my
yeah,
spots.
yeah.
Not so. I'm gonna. Sorry, I know I'm in Southtown, not Southtown Taco Haven. So his,
Ooh.
I know.
Okay.
So his brother just reopened up on Steve's.
okay.
It was on Geevers before. It's on Steve's now. Man, great tacos. I love going there. If I'm looking for hot Cheeto tacos, Big Papa's tacos.
Big Papa.
Yeah, man, that's one of my. I frequent there pretty often. Man, Eddie's Taco House.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different places that I'll say this. I frequent quite a few taco places, right? Taco Boulevard there on the north side on
yeah.
Blanco and 1604. They have great tacos
Yeah,
as
they're
well.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, especially in that area, it's kind of hard to find really,
It
really
is.
good
definitely.
tacos, right?
Yeah, for sure.
No Mexican restaurants whatsoever.
Yeah. So we
but-
did get a lot of comments on the survey. So why don't I tell
Yeah.
you and you be like, yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
no,
The
yeah,
yes or
maybe.
no. Here we go.
So you have Gregory Valdez. Shout out to Greg.
Greg.
Is a taqueria data point. The breakfast tacos are shit, but the street style tacos are some of the best.
The carnitas at Taqueria Data Point, man, on par. Yeah, I actually will go there sometimes just for the carnitas tacos.
Yeah.
If I'm in that area, definitely Taquitos Data
Yeah.
Point
I
are
used
one
to
of
live by there.
Okay.
yeah, it's one of my go-tos.
Jessica, if I mispronounce your last name, sorry. Cotham, Cotham.
Yeah, we'll just go with it.
She said, I love going to Judy's Mexican restaurant on Roosevelt. The food is amazing and the tacos are to die for. I love carne guisada with cheese and bacon with ranchero sauce.
I'll tell you, you're going to have to send that to me because I've never been to Judy's. And you know what? I'd love to try it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If any of you are watching this and, you have any suggestions, inbox me, inbox
Yeah.
210
Yes.
Culture. They'll send it to me. I'll go try them out. Like,
Hey, maybe we could do a collab.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll go to Judy's.
That'd
Yeah, go
be
to Judy's.
cool.
Judy's Tacos.
Hey,
Yeah.
Judy. Shout out Judy.
We'll take some Southside soda and we'll just sit there.
So
And,
Yeah.
Alyssa Rose says, I haven't been in a while because I don't live on that side anymore, but I used to love the ultimate taco from Lupita's on FM 78. We asked, what is an ultimate taco? She said, eggs, bacon, potato, and cheese in a huge tortilla. You kind of really only need one. I think they put onions in there, but I usually order without onions.
So believe it or not, I grew up kind of by a farm market. I know Lupita's.
Oh.
Great
Oh,
tacos.
really?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had that super one, but I had their tacos. Really good.
And obviously,
Wow.
all of us are failures of the Big Old Chatros taco in Corpus.
Oh, y'all went?
Don't
Yeah.
look
We
at
went,
me.
Yeah, we went
last
last year.
year.
Oh, you went last year. Yeah.
They
we
failed
made the 10
miserably.
minutes, but we didn't finish it. We made it to the end.
So I went about 5 minutes, but I was shooting, and I just kind of was like, man, I don't want people to get bored of this. So I ended it, right? But myself, because I knew I wasn't going to conquer that thing, right? Thing is a monster.
It is.
Right?
It is.
It is.
A lot of beans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of
we
beans.
just did a lot of hyperlapse on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
stopped
we
every
did,
stopped
yeah.
every like 4 minutes or so. We're
Yeah.
like, okay, I think we're almost there.
Where's the Pepto Dismal at?
I know, man.
That time flies when you're not looking at a timer. Like we were eating it, and then they're like, "You got 2 minutes." What do you mean 2 minutes? I took
know.
like 3 bites out of this already.
I
What do you
know.
mean?
I'm gonna need a salsa.
Yeah. So Judy Gill says Georgia's Mexican restaurant. You have to go.
We're-
Georgia's Mexican restaurant.
Got to send me the address, and I'll go. I really will. I'll go.
DM.
Yeah.
AJ Frausto says El Milagrito on Woodlawn and St. Mary's.
Hey, so I actually have an
West Side?
episode. I actually have a episode in El Milagrito. They're on St. Mary's Strip. Yeah, you can check it out. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
I went there. I forgot the tacos that I had. They were the specialty ones. But they're really good there.
Specialty.
Really good. And actually, I had a meeting there not too long ago as well. Some stuff that I got in the works. So
Ooh,
yeah.
secret. So Homer Harris says the tortillas are really good with barbacoa, guacamole, and crunchy sea salt at Ruthie's. Ruthie's Mexican restaurant, and that's on West Avenue. We used
West Avenue
to,
and Blanco.
yeah, West Avenue,
Okay,
Blanco.
West
we
Avenue,
used
Blanco.
to live in that area, so we used to go there all the time. Yeah, and
Okay.
they're pretty good. Bianca Eureste says Georgia's Mexican restaurant also. So you got 2 for 2. There
They
you go.
they tagged them so we can find
Yeah,
out
they
where that's
tagged
at.
them, yeah. Flores Consuelo says Mi Gran Jalisco on 615 East Amber. Heart of the South Side, menudo barbacoa made fresh and delicious.
Menudo,
That's
eh?
speaking my language right there. I'll go crudo, eat some menudo, and then move on to the barbacoa.
Crudo for menudo. Ralph Rojas says Tacos Martinez on Commerce. Have you been to Tacos Martinez?
I haven't. I
Tacos
haven't.
Martinez.
Andrew, oh, I hate mispronouncing. I don't know.
Gagnon?
Gagnon?
Gagnon? Which is
Let's
one
just
of my-
go with it. I'm sorry.
He has one of
We're
my
sorry.
favorite tacos there,
Ta-
Taco Ray, with the
Ray.
trash can taco,
Yeah.
which is another ultimate taco. It has carne guisada, bacon, eggs, cheese, and beans all together.
Jeez.
It's delicious.
Trash can.
Except theirs isn't on a big tortilla; it's just like a regular size, but they
Okay.
stuff them. So
Mm-hmm.
I normally can try to put down 2, and then I'm like hurting afterwards. But
Mario Alberto Guel says Judy's food to go number 2.
Huh.
Oh, so there's more than one Judy.
Yeah, I guess so. Have you been to?
You got to go to number 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love the
Not
next
number
one.
1 though. Number 2.
I love the next one. There's just no answer.
Sandra Soto never returning to Tito's. LOL.
Tito's is on South Alamo.
Oh.
Yeah. I've never.
I've never been either.
I actually got invited there one time to do an event, and I couldn't make it. Just couldn't fill it in, fit into my schedule. But I've never eaten from there.
Well.
But they're on South Alamo though.
So
Okay.
Crystal Flores says, "Love me some Eatmigos."
That's my wife. That right there is yeah. She's love you, baby.
Oh, that's so
My number one fan.
There you go.
I've
That's
never
all
heard.
you need.
I've never heard of that Mexican restaurant.
Charles Rando Galindo said Tommy's in San Pedro.
Yeah,
I
actually.
love Tommy's.
Actually, when I go to Tommy's, the San Pedro one's the one I go to.
What do you get at Tommy's? Like, what kind of
So,
tacos do you
man,
get?
let me tell you something about Tommy's. Their country sausage and egg is killer. Yeah, believe it or not, man, it's really good. I mean, their barbacoa is good, everything's good there, but man, their country sausage, when I go there, that's what I get, man. So good.
I tried their migas. Oh, their migas
Pretty
are
good?
so good. Yeah, they're really good. So we have Sherry Lynn Turner said frijoles on WW White and Gambler.
Okay.
Tried frijoles.
That's on the east side, yeah.
Yeah. Angelica
That's
Lozano says Hueras Tacos, best mini taquitos, real Mexican taste.
Where's it at?
Hueras Tacos, let me see.
What
Wet ass.
Shoot. I don't know.
My little cousin's
Send it
wet
in.
all.
Send it in.
Say.
Send in where it's at. We'll hit it up.
Oh, Nogalitos. It's on
Nogalitos. Okay.
Look at
Ooh,
that.
it looks great.
Dang. Okay.
All right, got
I'm
our
sorry,
interest.
I didn't know.
Joey
If I,
Ruiz says Taquitos West Avenue.
oh yeah,
of course.
Taquitos West,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course, yeah.
Yeah. Paul Adams is
Every Saturday night.
Aton Nilco on Blanco.
Tonto.
Who are you calling tonto?
Atotonilco on Blanco. That's what he said.
Man, I gotta
I
try
don't
them out.
know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dang.
Richard Evans says tacos el regio.
That's the one I was telling you
Yeah.
about, man.
Yeah.
Taco, they're really good, man. The alambre tacos are. I mean, I'll tell you what. You're not gonna get anything from there that's not good. I've had it all. I actually did an episode there, and man, he was actually. I'll say this. Fernando's the owner, and he was actually the first person who did this to me. I went to go do an episode, and I had never done an episode where people just kept throwing me food. He literally gave me one of everything in his whole truck. A hamburger, a sope, the mini tacos, all the ones, the alambre tacos, the corn. I mean, he just kept coming. And if you look at that episode, I'm like, bro, like I'm like I can tell like my facial expressions. I'm like, stop, like I'm done. Like I can't even test anything, right? And he's still bringing it. I said, hey, you got to try this. But that was the first episode, and then after that, people started being like, hey, we have tacos, but we also have enchiladas, and so now if you look at every episode I do, it's pretty much they bring out the spread. I focus on the tacos, but then like we have the whole spread, and he was the one who started all that. No one had ever done that, and that night I went home. It was like I went to HEB grocery shopping, and I had I think 3 bags full of stuff that I just took home, man. It was crazy.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah. And of course, the last comment is Homer Harris again that said Emmy's True Tex-Mex, which is by West Avenue and Blanco. Also.
Yeah, pretty good.
Their jalapeno poppers are bomb.
Oh yeah, they have really good jalapeno poppers.
And
They're
then
really
I have
good.
a couple more on my side here on my personal page. So we have Dominic from
Not this one.
Sunny Blingos.
Sunny Blingos.
He said El Primo on West Avenue and I-10.
Ooh.
El Primo.
And then we had Thomas, the guy who run our commander page on 210 Culture. He said Los Balitos,
Los Balitos.
which is pretty good.
Yeah, Los Balitos is
and then they're open
pretty
24/7.
good. Yeah,
which is
Saw
like
the
best part.
fries.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the last one, of course, one of my favorite wrestlers in San Antonio, Chino Reyes, said his tia's house because they're always free. And I said, "Well,"
Hey, but you have to fight him for him.
and I was like, well, what time do I go over? And he was like, sorry, kitchen's closed already. So shout out to that. And of course, like
Convenience.
always, look out for our question of the day, either that Saturday or Sunday of. Leave your comments and you'll be mentioned on the show.
Yes.
And then we'll have our professional guests always rate everything. So with that being said, we are actually out of time today
We
now.
are.
So which is great.
Wow.
Which is fun. It's never a bad issue. So I'm just gonna run through the topics just so y'all know what stories have gone over the week since we missed. So I'm just gonna read the headlines real quick. So Jack in the Box is closing several locations here in San Antonio.
Wow.
They're trash.
So there goes your 99-cent tacos at 3 in the morning.
Damn it, I wanted my tacos.
Donna's favorite topic. The woman sued San Antonio about the scooters falling off, and I think she's probably gonna win.
Wow.
Due to
I
bad
don't know.
lighting in a pothole that she didn't see on the street,
Yeah.
which is why she crashed. And of course, the San Antonio staple Chris Madrid's is reopening at the end of August.
Finally.
I know.
After the fire that put him out of business for a while.
Forever. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Forever.
Of course, Fongo de Chao was in the news as well. For they apologized after they had asked the police officer to leave because he was carrying his gun with him, which, according to carry laws, police officers can go into buildings with their guns.
Facts.
But they said that even if he wasn't a police officer, they would have told him to leave anyway. So that was kind of, I'm a little sour on that just because as police officers, they really don't have time to spend with their family to begin with.
Yeah.
So who knows if maybe that was like 30 minutes before his shift and he was just going in to say happy birthday right before.
The other thing I'm going to say is, the way, these active shooters happen, man, I want as many people with guns who legally can carry around me as possible, brother,
Right,
who
yeah.
can stop those threats.
Yeah.
Exactly.
for sure.
And then like there, it's like his family stayed to do happy birthday. So how like the memory of whoever's birthday that was, having to remember like, oh yeah, that was the birthday that he got escorted out because he had his gun with him.
Hurting for business.
And of course, Bill Miller's getting some heat or praise, depending on which side you're on, due to finding out that the owner is a Trump supporter and has donated to Trump before, thanks to Representative Castro releasing the public records of who's donated to Trump. Of course, take that as you want, whichever side you're on, whether
Whatever
you're for it
side.
or against it. I really don't care what you do with your money. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
it's not
your chain.
It's not specifically Bill Miller's money. It's the owner's money.
Yeah.
That's kind of like people to be criticizing you on how you use your paycheck. Like, I mean, come on, it's my money.
All I can say is if you're going to boycott Bill Miller's, have that same energy with everybody else.
Yes,
Who have
same.
that same energy. Don't just boycott Bill Miller's.
yeah.
Or the Pearl.
Or the Pearl.
Yeah,
yeah,
'cause
exactly.
the owner of the Pearl, too,
Yeah, the
also
owner-
was
yeah.
on the list. And, of course, my favorite topic of the day. Blanco Police says that it's too hot, so please, criminals, please postpone your activities till
Stop
November.
your shit.
So they have to be out in the heat.
Quit it.
So definitely, you know,
Yahweh.
if you really want to steal something, now's the time because they're not going to catch you because it's hot. Which, but I mean, if you're really trying to steal something in 108-degree weather right now, you might really need it. So I'm gonna
No
go
shit.
ahead and
You
get
might
it.
really- The heat will get you if the police don't.
So that being said, that's our show in a nutshell. Thank
In
you,
a
Eatmigos,
nutshell.
one more time for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me
Where
on.
can we find you?
Yes,
What's your
so
social
the
medias?
cool thing is,
Hey.
soundboard so late.
I made up the word Eatmigos, so you just put it in Google, and the only thing that pops up is me.
Is you-
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally everything is
face.
me. Eatmigos.
Nice.
Just like it's
And for everyone watching or listening, yeah, if you have suggestions or if you're a restaurant owner, contact me, DM me. I would love to come and have your food, showcase all your food, and get you out there. That's what I do.
And then be on the lookout, of course. We know he has a bunch of secret projects he can't release.
Yes.
Oh no.
And just like
Yeah.
everybody here, we got secret projects we can't release. So
Yes.
Keep watching
just be on the
us.
lookout. You never know what's going to happen or who
Yeah.
pops up where. But with that being said, Taco Food Showdown too. And
Yeah, so
Taco truck.
Yeah, Taco truck, shut up.
it's going to be in October, and you know what? I feel bad for not knowing it off the top of my head, but the Taco Truck Throwdown, you have to come and check it out because it's going to be hot. It's going to be
Hot.
It's going to be hot because it's October in Texas, but also
Diablo
it's at
hot.
it's at Essex Modern City, which is a cool venue.
Ooh, yeah.
It's free. The only tickets that are
Nice.
being sold are the VIP tickets. It's going to be October 12th. It's going to start 2 in the afternoon. It's going to go to 10 p.m., maybe a little bit later than that. But there's going to be a whole bunch of good trucks out there, good music, lots of fun. I'll be out there hosting the event like I did the Taco Texas Tequila. And who knows? I may get on stage and rap.
Oh,
I don't know. I mean, I don't know that. I just said that, but we'll
I'm-
see.
I'm in.
Wow.
We'll work on a new track. We'll do it together, and I'll
Yeah,
just
yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
go. Big and smalls, let's go.
But you're gonna have to go to that event because it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun. I'm very excited about it. And plus, it's
Yay.
close to my birthday. Maybe I can celebrate my birthday and the Taco Truck Throwdown.
So it's
all
gonna
at
be
once.
drunk singing.
Maybe so. Yeah, I don't know.
taco
rapping.
cakes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah, so definitely check that out. And
Yeah.
of course, also Twisted Tea sponsors that as well. So shout out to Twisted
Yeah.
Tea.
Twisted Tea.
Woo.
Tea. So
I'm gonna get me one after it.
yeah, and then we have some other stuff, but we can't release that yet. We're working on that on our end as well. So just know it's gonna involve one big old party.
Keep following us.
So with that being said, I'm G.